Looks like we did have to swap out somebody on the bottom right. No, sorry.
We are going to have to move over to Speed Gaming 3, it looks like.
No, I think we're fine.
The chat, Feasel is saying move to Speed Gaming 3.
Oh, is he? Okay. All right. Looks like everybody is in Kakariko. Dr. Bob and Buane in the well, and Sage Figaro in Blind's Hut, while Dark Shadows in the Cuckoo Nest. Picking up some small keys. There's a big key to Thieves Town on Sage Figaro's screen. That should be a nice pickup. The runners will be able to see which direction the link sprite is facing.
Okay, it looks like during our absence they also got a bottle, so we are going to be able to see what's going on in the sick kid. Just a blue rupee, unfortunately.
We're 2 bottles in Blind's Hut, one with blue goo and one was empty.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't see what sick kid had. I think it was just some rupees.
Yeah, it was just a blue rupee.
Okay.
But yeah, like you said, yeah, having that shield, especially this early, is definitely really good. Because, yeah, the invisible sprite doesn't really give you any sort of indication of what direction you're really facing until you have something like that to tell. Sword also helps, but they definitely do not have that yet.
Yeah, it'll be particularly handy, like for setting up Hammer Yump, which is pretty common in Sanity. You can save a small key in Palace of Darkness. Ooh, and there's some power mitts, power gloves, I'm sorry, the mushroom location. Dr. Bob and Buane picking them up almost simultaneously.
We definitely will be able to get some use out of that soon, because Power Gloves does open up the back of escape section.
Titans, but I tell because no one's been in their freaking menu.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to tell what the runners picked up during their small absence until we can see somebody scroll to their menu.
But in the back of Escape, we do have the Magic Cape. That is one item, and With the castle key, they still need the lamp to put it in logic, but both items are technically accessible at this point in the castle tower.
Yeah, Aga 1 is required either way, because it's all dungeons.
Yeah.
But if, you know, Agon will open up something for you, that's just all the better, so you don't have to just go out of your way just to clear the dungeon.
In fact, sometimes what I see runners do is they actually wait till the very end of the seed once they finish Ganon's tower and just mirror from the pyramid and just kind of get through the tower that way because they're just right there. Got the boots as the old man item. That'll be handy. That'll speed things up for sure.
I don't believe that tunnel was dark either, so they get a lamp at some point, right?
Yeah, and at this point, it's probably very early too. And Moon Pearl in the dam, the flooded item, so that's another good item pickup as well.
Digidude22, the goal of all dungeons is clear all dungeons, kill Ganon.
Yeah, literally any sort of dungeon or castle that has a boss at the end, just gotta take out that boss. That'll pretty much satisfy the all dungeon requirement. Ooh, and there's the hammer in Mini Moldorm Cave. I think at this point, yeah, with all the items we found, Dark World access is already obtainable because we have
found.
yeah, because we have the
Sorry.
gloves in the woods. We got the lamp from somewhere, and then we just got the Moon Pearl from Mini Moldorm. So yeah.
There was a Eastern Palace big key in Bunk Rocks.
Ooh, that's another interesting item I found.
Yeah, it's been a loaded front half of the game with, you know, useful keys.
And I think one thing that is going to be definitely obvious, especially as we get into this seed, is that it's probably going to be 100%, even more than a key sanity seed already is. If there's a lot of dipping in just normal key sanity in all dungeons, you're going to be dipping everywhere, and Ganon's Tower probably going to need to go through that, which normally you don't actually do that much in key sanity, just because you usually just get the small key and big key and go straight up. But yeah, dungeon items, you'll need almost all of them, or at least all the keys anyway, to get through a majority of the dungeons.
Well, Sage Figaro took the bait, went straight to the Dark World, going through Hype Cave. Found a red boomerang, mapped Ganon's Tower, some bombs, and there's a sword. Hype Cave, kinda hype. I think Dark Shadows has given at least us our first look at what was going on in Escape. Dr. Bob picking up the Flooded Moon Pearl. Buane trying to bomb some mini Moldorms. Got that one stuck in the corner. Making short work. Old Stumpy giving out some bombs. How many digs, Slim Kirby?
Let's go with 10.
You're being Awfully nice. 25. Oh, nope.
Okay, I'll take it.
Burn the witch.
I don't know, it just sounded right about this time. Just 10 sounded right.
Ice Rod Cave, holding a bomb bag. Dark Shadows. Gonna use the cape safety strats for the ball and chain guard here. Throwing a couple pots. Picking up that big key, see when it's in Zelda's chest. Just a little bit of love.
And unfortunately, that little bit of love actually restored his health, and he was intending to take a death warp right there.
Yeah.
I did like that strat, though, using the cape to avoid the other guard, because sometimes that guard can just mess with you, forcing you to kill him early anyway, so... Yeah, that was actually a good utilization of the cape. Unfortunately, the heart piece did not reward him for that.
I've lost count how many times that green guard has just snuck up on me and poked me in the rear. And just put crashing into all my hopes and dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely know that feeling.
Ooh, Dr. Bob gonna fake flipper. Did get the moon pearl, so I don't blame him for doing fake flippers. I usually try to hold off on fake flippers until I get the moon pearl, so I can do water walking out of the waterfall.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to kind of capitalize on all those items. The only item he won't get intel on is Zora, just because he does not have the rupees for it right now, but still getting those other items, and at some point he'll have the flippers, he'll probably have more rupees, he can stop back here and get that if he ever needs to.
Yeah, and he will be getting knowledge on what is on Zora's ledge.
Right.
I don't think anybody else has right now.
If they have, we didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure that this is the first knowledge we'll get on it.
Oh, well, Buane will actually be the first.
Yeah, yeah.
Buane actually has the rupees to check the Zora item.
Oh yeah, he may have been one of the ones doing a Houlihan early, so... Yeah, he has the rupees for it.
And with the Power Glove, Zora is in logic, so...
That's true, yes, it is.
Those 300 rupees, however, are not. Ooh, and it's a big key. Which one? Ice Palace. It's not necessarily one that our runners will need unless there's something in the big chest in Ice Palace. So, I mean, it's not a bad find, but it's not the greatest find.
I did get a little bit of intel without the maps. The green pendant is actually in the Eastern Palace.
Ooh, and some silver arrows.
Ooh, nice.
Was that M. Night Shyamalan giving you that intel?
I believe so, yes.
I can't pronounce his name. Sorry.
M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, getting a lot of big keys is definitely nice. I find that of Key Sanity, the big keys are generally the more trolly ones, since you do kind of need them for a majority of the dungeons, and in some cases, you don't even need small keys for certain dungeons, so just getting that one big key could be very, very helpful early on.
Yeah, the one small key that we really want to find is the Swamp Palace small key. Buane gonna get some intel for us on crystals 5 and 6. Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are going to be our 5 and 6 crystal dungeons. Almost vanilla.
Almost, yeah. And it is definitely nice to get that intel, even if our runners do have to complete all dungeons anyway. Those spots in particular, the 5 and 6 spot, which will lead to the Pyramid Fairy, and the green, which will lead to Sashrawala's item. Those could very well be progression items or keys of some kind. So definitely valuable to get that intel, even if you're doing an all dungeons run.
Sage Figure getting lost, checking the sign to see which way the Lost Woods were. It told him that the Lost Woods were straight ahead.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing Suria's song wasn't playing, so he got lost.
Yeah. He couldn't tell which tunnels were opening up into some light, which ones were gonna send them back to the entrance.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dark Shadows missing the quick kill on the Stalfos in Eastern. Dr. Bob being our first runner to check out Skullwoods. I think with version 28, Skullwoods isn't what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as likely to hold a progression item as it used to be in version 27, but it's a small percentage decrease.
Yeah, plus in Keysane, there are definitely more chests available and more possible items to be found as well, so definitely not a bad check by any means. And because the last part of the dungeon is kind of segmented away from the first part of the dungeon, you can still get a lot of items and just pop back later once you have the fire on.
Yeah, it's not a time loss in any way. You're gonna have to check this anyways.
And
this is the only room that would have that is the same no matter what you're playing. It's always gonna have a small key.
Yep, that's exactly right. That chest right there that Dr. Bob just opened, that will always be a small key in every circumstance. That is to prevent a possible soft lock where you have to save and quit the game, so they put a key in there at all times just to make sure you could get through.
So we found the big key to Ice Palace. I think the logic will always dictate that you find the big key, but Swamp Palace and Skull Woods, there is a small possibility that we will never see those big keys. They could actually be locked away in the big chest.
Yeah, that is true. That is something that was added in version 28 of the logic. I still don't completely understand the reasoning for doing that, but from what I've been told anyway, it's just because, well, because you don't need those keys to progress the game, it's okay for them to be in there, which is true. Because, yeah, you're only going to need the big key for those chests. You never use it to actually progress in the dungeon, so that's the logic I hear anyway. So there is a possibility we could not get those keys. That is very correct.
And I think the small key for Hera can be locked in the basement also.
Yeah, small key for Hera. Also, the small key for Thieves Town can also be in the big chest as well, since you need the small key just to get into that room. So, yeah, there are a couple of scenarios like that where the keys can be in unreachable locations.
Ooh, and there's a magic mushroom on top of the bumper cave, but we do have cape, so quick check for DoctorBobtastic. I'm sorry, Dr. John Cena.
Dr. John Cena, yeah. Question in chat. Can you clear Ice Palace without the bomb jump and without the big key? No, you cannot. Just because you need the bomb jump to keep the crystal switches in that one position to make those blocks accessible. Or if you don't do the bomb jump, you need at least to get to the bottom floor where you can use the Canis of Maria. So you cannot be without both. You have to have one or the other. And yeah, this seed is definitely being very, very mean to our runners. I've seen a lot of deaths so far. We have seen a sword, and a lot of our runners are just using hammer to combat. But still, like, I'm sure that invisible sprite is definitely throwing a few of our runners off for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh! Dark Shadows get run over by a crab.
Those crabs are just so freaking strong in this game.
OP, please nerf.
Yeah, really. 2 hearts of damage. That's ridiculous.
Vitor, we're talking to you. I think Buane is going to be our first runner to check Village of Outcasts. I don't think I've seen anybody else go in here yet.
And I believe we have seen the big key for that at some point.
We
did. Yeah, okay, so that will be a good check. We'll be able to make it through the whole dungeon. And he has a sword, or, well, I guess he had the hammer anyway, but he has a better item to take on the boss as well.
So 6 hearts, green mill.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be rough, for
It'll
sure.
be challenging.
It'll definitely be rough, but it can be done.
I mean, it does have the safety with the cape and the
That's true.
blue potion.
Oh, and have magic to go alongside that with the cape, so more frames.
And there they go. Right behind DoctorBobtastic, who was actually first to enter Thieves Town.
Yeah, I think Dr. Bob just figured, well, at this point I might as well just go straight in. There's probably items in here that I need, so I'll risk checking the village later.
Just because you're John Cena doesn't mean that you can't take a half-heart of damage real quick. He's dancing with the devil here.
He is, he is.
Small key to Mire. And there's the Hera small key. Trying to think where our progression could be. Probably gonna be at Thieves Town. We should be seeing something else in here. There's not really many other places our runners can go.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like the right play right now. Hammer could lead to just a small dip into Darkness Palace for just something in one of the early rooms, but
Yeah, but surprisingly, I don't think we've seen any of the 6 small pod keys.
yeah, I don't think we have either, but even still, that first room, that one room to the left at the beginning, that is accessible at this point, and that could very well be something.
It'd be the bow.
True, yeah, that'll open up a little more, for sure.
And we do have the Eastern big key, so if that is the bow, that would be
That's true,
a
yeah.
good find. I think somebody pointed out earlier the stun prize is a big 20.
Yep, and that it looks like Dark Shadows is taking advantage of that right now.
We do know Zora is going to be required, so best to farm up to 500 rubies as quickly as you can. You also
Yeah,
gotta pay for the race game and the test game and open a pod.
and just to have rupees in general, because with all these deaths that have been happening, they probably want potions really, really bad.
Oh no! Dark
Oh,
Shadows,
he has
don't
no
have Master
magic.
Sword, and you don't have magic. He tried. from that.
Oh, but he can go grab some magic really quick from the Uncle Cave.
Yep.
It's one place where you can get it.
Yeah, those two pots both have small magic. Oh, flippers. Sorry.
Ooh, nice.
And Blind's chest. So, flippers, not gonna open up much just yet. So 'cause we know what is at the hobo, and we know what is at Zora.
We do have our first boss fight of this whole Dungeons run.
Buane versus Blind. Short work, actually, taking only 1 heart of damage. Very clean.
Yeah, very, very clean, very nice. And it's a bottle of red potion.
Bottle number 3. I'm going to say 4th bottle, validation chest, Candace Tower. That's my hot prediction for the night.
I'm gonna say the big key chest and Turtle Rock.
You know, you might be onto something there. I've actually seen Bottle there so many times.
Yeah, and it's one of those locations that you really don't want to check whenever you go to Turtle Rock. And if this is a Plando, I could see that being the location. Unfortunately, Dr. John Cena, sorry, taking a death at Blind.
Meanwhile, Dark Shadows is scaling the castle tower, found the blue mail.
Oh, that'd be really good at this point.
Looks like we're substituting Sage out for DragonMaster0283. I think Sage was having some internet issues.
Yeah, and we did get the book as the second item in the Hyrule Castle Tower. That could lead to something as well. Okay, so Bombos in the Uncle Cave. I don't remember seeing that earlier when our streams were gone, but yeah, that's where the Bombos was.
So they do have lamp. I don't think. Have we seen the Eastern? No. Is there?
I don't think we have, no. At least we haven't. We haven't, anyway.
Dragon Master looks like didn't go to Hype Cave, so they're going to be doing hammer strats on Blind. Yep, no sword.
Opting to use that blue potion right there, which do not blame him.
You have a cape, buddy. I'm sure you do.
The problem, though, is if he uses the cape, he can't use his hammer, so he has to dodge some kind of attack.
You're right.
But he does make it through the fight, though, and he does get his crystal, so GG to him on defeating Blind, anyway.
So, early Thieves Town had what we needed. The back of Thieves Town was a bust. Where can we go? Pod.
Yeah, Potter Eastern. I'd say over there, the east side of Hyrule is looking pretty good in both worlds at this point. Yeah, right now it looks like a lot of our runners are just kind of retracing the steps of other runners and getting other items, so haven't seen anything too new yet. Bob will be getting this sword very shortly.
You know what they could find? Since we do have the small key to Hera and the big key, They could be finding the hook shot or the mirror.
Yeah, that would take him up there, and that could actually be some progression for once.
Oh, Buane did not get the lamp. I just realized that. I wonder where it was.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Maybe... Well, I guess it couldn't have been in Kakariko, because, yeah, I think everyone else cleaned that up, so... Ooh, there's the flute in the big chest.
Ursula's saying it was in Eastern Palace Compass chest.
Oh, okay, okay. So Eastern Palace has been visited, then.
Yeah. At least by 2 of our runners. Looks like Dr. John-Cena-tastic is going to be making maybe the catfish in a pod? Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like to be a good play right now.
We saw the flute. I did see it. I don't remember where he got it, but I saw it.
Wait, which item? The flute?
Yeah.
Big chest in Skullwoods.
Oh. John Cena, I know you're buff and swole and all, but you can't pick up that dark rock.
He can at least try, though.
He tried all right.
Just a hard piece. Ooh, this... I missed this earlier, we saw it before, but the small key to Swamp Palace is in Sashmarla's hut.
I guess we saw it and was just like, whatever, a small key.
I think we were more hyped about the silver arrows. I think that was the other item in there, so we were more hyped about that.
So honestly, I would probably be more hyped to find the Swamp Palace small key than the silver arrows.
Yeah, in a Key Sandy run, I can see that. Looks like Dragonmaster is making the play to pod. Based on how many small keys he has, which I think we've only seen one, maybe he got some others since he was not here the whole time. Not going to be able to get too many chests, but still, if this is fully open right now, there's at least 1 or 2 chests he can get at this point. And we have just not seen progression anywhere else, so this could very well be the answer.
There was that Skullwoods big key.
And we know that will lead to something.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Absolutely. Haha.
Nice one.
Oh, Dragonmaster has 5 pod keys.
Whoa. Okay, that was that's definitely a lot more than 1.
Unexpected.
Yeah, that even took us off guard there. Yeah, I don't know where he got that many.
In the red mail.
Yeah, red mail. That's pretty good.
I believe that chest is called Overlooking the Arena.
Yeah, there's definitely that huge arena of the beetle enemies. So.
Buane and lamp.
So one thing I've definitely noticed about Key Sanity is, first of all, big key to Ganon's Tower.
Ganon's Tower. If you guessed chest 84, you were right. I'm not sure if that was right.
Well, he had 5 pod keys, so seems like he's been around the world quite a bit. So he probably has gotten a lot of chests at this point.
I wonder where those were. Like we've seen one. I know we were out
Yeah.
for a little while, but there couldn't have been 5 pod keys that quick.
Anyway, what I was saying before is that usually when you get a lot of keys for a dungeon like Pod, or even if you get small keys for a dungeon where small keys aren't necessarily required, like Misery Mire, it's almost like a hint saying that you really should go to that dungeon. They're just going to keep on handing you those keys, because that just opens up more and more progression as you go through.
I think the way that the logic works for Key Sanity is it won't put any progression items in a dungeon unless it can give you all the keys first, because you can't. It doesn't want you to lock yourself out of getting that progression item.
Yeah, it most certainly does that with Pod, for sure, just because of the weird mess of keys that Pod even gives you in the first place.
I think it's the only dungeon where there are no small keys outside of chests.
That's true, yep. Well, when there's multiple anyway, like Tower of Hair, for example, that's another one. But there's only one small key there, so...
We will be seeing Hammer Yump.
That's
It's a
right.
fun little bomb jump.
Yeah. Especially when you're the invisible sprites. And it's
Well,
funny
I go by Link Shadow. I don't go by his hat. A lot of people use Link's hat, but I use the Shadow technique.
Okay, I was gonna say I actually used the sword, and I just got so blown away because he didn't even use the sword to check. He used the shadow, like you said, but yeah, didn't even use the sword for that.
I think if you're pause buffering, you want to look for 3 pixels of the bomb shadow, but not the bomb itself, and then you know you're on the correct Y pixel.
Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah, the sword I think is the quickest setup, but it's also the hardest.
Well, at least feel better knowing that I used the hardest setup in 16. But yeah, Buane is actually not even waiting till later to finish up Aghanim Tower. He's going right now, and should be finishing it very, very shortly.
Did we see what was on Lumberjack Ledge?
I do not remember if we did see it. I don't think we did. Or at least we, the commentators, did. I'm sure the runner or the chat has seen it in some form.
I think chat is saying, was it Quake?
Quake medallion. Interesting. Oh, gloves. Wait, or Minnie Newman. Newman is saying our gloves on Lumberjack.
It was like Cane of Samaria and Eastern Chalice. Eastern Chalice, Big Pest. Eastern Palace, Big Chest. Talking is hard. Hey, the invisible bunny sprite. Get this. It's invisible.
Interesting. At least you get what's advertised in every sense of the word. Can Hammer kill Aga 1? It doesn't matter. Like, I don't... Oh, can? Okay. Well, either way, you need a... Yeah, I can. But either way, like, you need sword to get through Aghanim's tower anyway. But yeah, Hammer can be used.
So we have a Cane of Samaria, we have a flute, and we know where the Titan's mitts are. Swamp? I'm sorry, Mire?
Yeah, that seems like that would be a good place, and with some medallions in play right now, that would not be a bad approximation at this point.
As long as, like you said, the medallion opener is Bombos.
Or Quake, or not, or someone said Quake earlier with something, so is Quake in play now too, or?
I don't know, I don't think we've seen it.
Oh, no, I think, oh, never mind, I think they were saying Quack, as in the duck.
Oh, okay. Ooh, Dark Shadow. Using the cape. He was safe. What am I talking about?
I really like how Buane is using the boomerang while he's fighting Ganon. Not to attack him, just to throw it around right now.
I feel like it was more out of frustration. He threw a lot of blue balls there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Mushroom nets a compass. Don't know what to what, though. We don't have boots, so we can't go to Mire yet. Oh, we do have boots. Somebody pick up boots.
Yeah, boots were at the old man. The old man.
Right. Yeah, Dr. Bob has them. Okay.
I find it interesting if he is the only one that has them right now, just because Death Mountain always seems to be like an early play in some form.
Well, a lot of the runners didn't pick up lamp until late. I think Dragonmaster and DarkShadows still don't have the lamp, so they don't think that it's in logic right now.
Okay, that makes sense.
And going sequence breaking key sanity is a treacherous path to go down, because if you sequence break and forget, you could set yourself up for a really bad time.
Yeah, I can definitely do that, but I've also heard the opposite, where sequence breaking could also be very helpful, because then you can get like a lot of items that could minimize double dips that are logically expected.
Right.
It's kind of a like good versus bad type of situation.
You just gotta really keep track of where you found your items and where you found your keys.
Yeah.
Dr. Bob, he unfortunately got bodied by a Zatek.
It happens.
Why taking the book going to desert? This will be a new location. We haven't seen this yet.
That's true, and meanwhile, Dr. Bob is going back through Thieves Town. He wants to see what's in that big chest, because I think he does have the small key to get there now, so that's another new item, I believe.
No, I think somebody else checked it earlier. I don't remember what it was, but I saw somebody leaving that room.
Right, right.
It'll be interesting to see what's on the lamp here. No boots are available. He doesn't have a small key.
Well, we're gonna find out right now.
Ah, just 5 minutes. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I think damaging Ganon with the hammer is only exclusive to the swordless option.
Yeah, I believe that's only in Swordless.
Right.
Dr. Bob probably feels a lot more comfortable now that he has a sword and doesn't have to worry about minimizing damage here.
Picking up his red Kool-Aid.
And that'll be his first crystal. But I gotta say, I am definitely really liking his item setup right now. Even though he's the last one of our featured runners to get a crystal, he has a lot more items, it seems like, than the other runners do. So definitely capable of looking for more stuff, and he needs to get those Titan's mitts at some point.
Yeah. To play for Dr. Bob right now, I think, is Ganon. But he thinks otherwise. Oh, he's going to turn in the flute. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good call as well.
Chat pointing out that Dragon Master has the Master Sword?
Huh.
Yep.
Yes, he does. I saw blue.
I think it might have been in Pod.
Maybe. Yeah, because he was in a dark room at one point, and that's an item that you cannot see in dark rooms whenever you get it.
Oh, regardless, Aga 1's required. Anyways, because he has the Titan's mitts. I like that sprite on the character select screen. It's just a shield and a sword.
They're floating.
Got Buane and Dr. Bob both in Palace of Darkness with their 5 small keys that we don't know where 4 of them were.
Yeah. Makes me wonder if they just went to like one of the rooms that has like 4 or more chests, and then just like 4 of them were all pod keys. Okay, so while we're watching this, getting the question in chat, why is Link invisible? My guess is that he put on the cape, he forgot to take it off, and by the time he did take it off, the magic energy just kind of soaked into his skin, and now he's invisible forever.
Who knew that the magic cape was one of the Deathly Hollows?
Yeah.
Buane, you've only got 2 small keys. Spend them wisely. Oh, we're getting our first spy cave check.
Oh, nice. Let's see what we got at the end of this long, winding tunnel filled with death. Oh, well, money. That's something to get rewarded, I guess. Okay, so let's see. Is Buane going to try to do the hammer jump? He is not. He is wasting that key right there. That's kind of the explanation of why the hammer jump is such a valuable tech in Keysanity specifically. Just because if you don't do it, you waste that small key on that door, and if you do that, you have to go out in the world and look for that other one. And unlike the first 5, it may not be as easy to find.
There was that Master Sword.
Yeah, Master Sword was in that dark room right there.
Chat saying that Link is in fact Frodo, wearing the One Ring.
Okay, so we have a lot of different explanations for why Link is invisible.
The real explanation is Willard said, "Screw you guys, you can't see where you're going."
It's like the explanation of a wizard did it, but this time it's a Willard did it.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Bob, he's going to use his hammer jump skills right here.
Yeah, saving that small key is so important in Keysanity.
And he
Yeah.
gets it.
Dragonmaster finishing, or heading into Aga 1, and Dark Shadows starting the climb. I think this is our progression at this point. Buane about to pick up their boots.
Yeah, this really is a lot of blue balls to attack. The quirk in the randomizer that was actually not present during the very first tournament that was held back in the spring is that in those older versions, Ganon did not do the blue energy ball attack at all, but then in a later version, it was added back in under the stipulation that in race ROMs, like the ROMs that our runners are doing right now, they'll all experience the same RNG, so they're going to have the same number of blue ball counts, assuming they all make it to the same place in the fight. So that way, you don't get screwed over by RNG or any of the other nasty stuff that happens in the vanilla game.
Yep, and Ganon, Phase 2 Ganon, Phase 3 Ganon, sorry, we'll be teleporting the same number of times for each of our runners. The only thing is, if they get knocked off or if they die, it will not be the same.
Yeah, it does reset on deaths, but yeah. In their first go around, they'll all experience the same patterns, basically.
But there's a fire shield from the magic bat.
So at about 57 minutes in, they are finally going to have, at least of our featured runners anyway, first runner, or no, okay, looks like Dragon Master is going over here first, before he grabs the Titan's Mitt. Oh, he doesn't have the boost yet, though. That's right. Wayne is the one we're watching here.
But Buane does not have the flute.
Well, he'll just have to go into Skullwoods and get it then.
Quick, somebody tell him. Actually, don't.
Yeah, don't do that. Chat, stay where you are.
Don't do it!
Don't move.
Keep your fingers where I can see them at all times. So progression has to be in the Mire area.
I think at this point, yeah. That flute and those Titan's mitts definitely point to that area for sure.
Could be in Kingston.
Oh, that's true, yeah. We haven't seen Kingston yet either.
Well, that'll be helpful later. It doesn't help us right now.
Oh, is Buane? Yeah, he is going to Ice Palace, actually.
We do have Bombos. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
I didn't think about that either, but honestly, in Keysanity, not a bad play. There have been some seeds that have had progression in Ice Palace, so this is not necessarily a bad call.
Yeah, I forgot. Bombos is actually part of the logic for Ice Palace. It wants you to either have the Fire Rod or Bombos.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that won't be in logic is the right side of Ice Palace. Or at least going through the right side.
Yeah, because they don't have a hook shot.
Yeah, I still don't know why that quick kill on the Stalfos Knights works. I just go with it.
Whatever gets the job done fast is all most of our runners really care about when it comes to taking care of those enemies.
We're getting a pet check.
Ooh, awesome. We do have that book, so we can do that.
Just a little love.
Well, that's kind of good, just because in a lot of cases that pedestal, and especially in all dungeon seeds, wouldn't be able to be checked until after Ganon's Tower anyway. So it would have been really, really late, and there wouldn't have been a lot of options left at that point, I imagine.
Well, there's the one Ganon's Tower small key that we could potentially need. We might need more.
Mm-hmm. And Dragon Master also heading into Ice Palace as well.
Well, they both don't have the flute, so I think
Right.
we may see Dark. Yeah, he's fluting right now. He's gonna flute to
Okay.
6. Yep.
Well, hey, we get 2 new locations, which is nice to see for once.
No medallion check. There it is. Ether. Required for Mire.
And we do not have that, unfortunately, so...
Come on, don't make me a liar. Mire made me a liar.
Well, that means that the Ice Palace play is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's starting to look better and better. There's the small key to get into the dark sewers. Hmm.
Don't think that's going to come into play.
Well, it hasn't been checked yet.
Oh, well, in that case, it'll remind our runners that they have to go back for that, then. So I guess it is a little helpful, but not necessarily required.
I think.
Well, Bob's going to check it, or John Cena's going to check it right now, so...
Oh, okay. Never mind. As you were.
And just a heart container, but it is the Sanctuary heart container. Here we go. We have a cold stare fight on Buane's side.
Yeah, but it's Master Sword Cold Stare.
Ooh, and the icicle kind of messed him up there, too.
I think Cold Stare is going to have either the mirror or the hook shot. Oh, and we never got to see Hammerpeck Cave. I forgot about this. And taking the frog home. Could be there.
Okay, cold stare goes down, and we get...
There's a bow.
Bow, that's okay. It wasn't the mirror or hook shot, but that is a progression item, a very important one, too.
Mm-hmm. We can go and full clear Eastern, and for those of our runners that did Hammer Yump, they can actually go and finish off Pod.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's 2 dungeons they can just add to the all dungeons clear list.
Yep, and Buane's heading straight there.
Yeah, at this point, why wouldn't you? Just, that's a huge sign. Okay, I'll go there now.
I mean, the bow always does point to the right, so it's saying, hey, go to the right.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, the blacksmiths give a small key to Ganon's tower. There's another one. And yes, we have found the big key for Eastern. That has already been found.
Oh, Buane hasn't checked the big chest yet, so yeah, he doesn't have the Canis of Mario. Meanwhile, Dark Shadows picking up the lunchbox.
And John Cena getting ready for his first match against Ganon.
Oh, there's our sixth and final small key to pod. So I think Dark Shadows is breathing a small sigh of relief that he found that now.
Yeah, for sure. Seeing 3 boss fights at the same time, and they're all different boss fights. Just a air capacity on Armos, but that green pendant could open up another item.
Mm-hmm. I almost want to say it has to.
I'm actually more convinced that Pod is going to lead the way in this particular scenario, but yeah, it could be something.
Yeah, that could be something on Helmasaur. Powder.
That could lead to something too.
Magic Bat had a fire shield.
Oh yeah, that's right, right. Okay, the powder glitch, that's right.
Yeah, Dragon Master showed that off for us. Or no, Dr. Bob did. Dragon Master only it.
Yeah, Dr. Bob.
Again, words. It's kind of funny. On Dragon Master's screen, you see this small little shield leading, like, 5 enemies in a parade. Oh, Buane. Pick up the flute.
Well, that'll take him to Mire, where he'll get absolutely nothing.
Oh, no, Dark Shadows hasn't been in pod yet. There was Dragon Master who used the key. No, it was somebody did. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Was it Buane? It was Buane.
Yeah, I think it was Buane that didn't hammer on.
Well, that's one way to get out of there. Tried to bonk over the wall. Got on the hole. It's like, yeah, I'll just go up. So, Buane saying, Pod has 1 item left. There are 3 potential items I can get here. Check this first. Well, at least we'll know whether Turtle Rock's a crystal or a pendant now.
Yeah, chat asking who's in the lead. Right now, I would say Buane just because of the bow find. I guess Dragonmaster is technically on his way too. If he just goes straight in a pod here, I think he might have a slight advantage since we know that.
Yeah, I was about to say it depends on what Dragonmaster does here.
Yeah.
He's going straight into pod. Nope, he's turning the green.
Yeah, green pendant first, then probably pod. We do know that the swordsmith and the lunchbox will not yield anything, so whoever goes in the pod of these two runners will probably be the one that's kind of outright ahead right now.
Well, Wayne has to do swordsmiths and lunchbox.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was another key there. That's right. So he does need to do that. That's actually pretty good. But because he kind of has to.
So this is all that Buane can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's Dragonmaster going to finish off pod. Place your bets now, chat. What does Helmasaur drop?
Meanwhile, here goes Dr. Bob into Ice Palace.
Yep, so that's the correct play. The magic bat almost saying Buane's name as he disappeared. The sound effect was kind of close.
Buane? Okay, so you said you think progression's going to be at Helma. I think it's actually going to be in one of these two chests coming up here.
Oh, right. This is the first time we can see this. Nope.
No, you are right. It is going to be on Helma.
Chat's saying shovel. I want the seed to be nice and produce a mirror or hookshot.
I'm actually going to go with Fire Rod. Let's get him back in the Skullwoods.
Rick, the seed was nice in the fact that there were 5 pod keys early that we missed. That's about the nicest thing the seed's produced so far.
Yeah, they wanted to get all the pod progression out of the way first, so they pretty much handed those out. Pretty early Ice Palace play to get the bow to get further progression than pod, so we'll see what that's going to be when that rears its ugly head.
Yeah, Dark Shadows and DoctorBobtastic John Cena can't see me going through Ice Palace. Meanwhile, I got Dragmaster taking on the big bad himself, Helmasaur. Watch out for that tail, it is lethal.
Normally, if you kind of stay right in front of him when he does that tail attack, you should be fine.
Don't attack while the tail's up. Wait, that's the wrong game.
Yeah, I think that's Final Fantasy VII. And we got...
There's a hookshot!
Hookshot, okay. That'll take him back to Death Mountain.
All of Death Mountain access. We can get into Turtle Rock. We can check one chest in Turtle Rock. Actually, we can check more. I think we found a Turok small key. And we can check Hera. We can check Ether Tablet.
Yeah, Death Mountain is pretty much the place to go right now, for sure.
So with that find, I dare say that puts Dragonmaster in a demanding lead.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that just because of just the fact that Buane had to go out and look for that small key just to even finish Palace of Darkness. This definitely put him, Dragon Master, in the lead for sure.
Now, that doesn't say, I mean, like, say, Dragonmaster is probably still going to check those overworld locations because there's a lot of items that he still needs to get, but he might be putting that off just on the back burner for a little while. Depends on what we find here.
Someone asking if Turtle Rock is a crystal or pendant. We do not know, actually. I think we do have the map, but I don't think we've seen the map yet.
Buane picked up the map. He never checked.
Yeah, because that is the thing with Keysane. It does not tell you right away if a dungeon is a crystal or pendant. You need the dungeon map to actually determine that by looking at the world map.
There's a mirror.
Okay, there's Mire. That's one of the big items.
So we have access to Swamp now.
And with hookshot,
Fire Rod.
and fire rod. Yeah, swamp can pretty much be finished now. They do have the small key for that. Or it has been found, rather. Skullwoods can be finished now. More of Turtle Rock can be looked at.
I've said this many times. I really want to petition that we rename Paradox Cave to Hype Cave V2.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I do like the name Paradox Cave because it just does not make sense how that cave works. There's two entrances. They're quite a bit of ways from each other, but yet you still end up like one of them on top of each other. It doesn't make sense.
And they're both like, both of the entrances are on the same level, but one is actually higher than the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
And like the one that's on the lower level is the one that's higher, so
right.
Like it makes no sense. And yeah, Dragon also got the fire rod as yeah, we mentioned fire rod, so yeah, that's a lot of stuff they can do right now. Just these few item pickups.
Mm-hmm. Probably gonna see him clear Hera though. At least.
Oh
and
yeah.
Check the medallion for Rock, I hope.
Yeah, I can definitely see that come into play, because this is Keysane. There's a lot of items we need for Go mode. All dungeons on top of that. So yeah, it's best to make sure you cover all your ground before you go back down. There's Ether?
We have full access to Mire now.
Okay, so we got Ether. That's good.
But we didn't find the big key yet.
Right.
Wow. All of the progression was locked behind Helmasaur.
Yeah. Which, Helmasaur was locked behind Coldstare.
Mm-hmm.
Which was locked behind an Aganon play.
There was a small breadcrumb trail leading to this. Now the whole world is open. I didn't see the medallion for
I believe
Turok.
I think it's Ether as well, actually.
Okay. Well, he does have it, so can open it.
Yeah.
Buane picking up their hookshot. And crystal number 3.
And dungeon number 4 out of 10. Yeah, 10, because it's... No, it's more than that. It's actually 12, because Ganon's Tower and Aganon Tower.
Mm-hmm.
2 of our runners are 1/3 done with this seed.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with Dragonmaster making this play right now.
Yeah, even if you can't finish it, it's best just to get the items that you can get, and then go to Hera, then make your way around the world.
The invisible bunny sprite is invisible, so we don't know exactly what it is. Haha, funny.
know this isn't glitchless, but what is allowed in glitchless? The things that are allowed, at least in terms of what we are doing in this particular seed, or what we can do, is minor glitches. So stuff like bomb jumps, stuff that'll like that aren't huge skips, things that aren't like somehow warping to the dark world from the light world without the proper equipment. Stuff like that is not allowed. And we did get a tempered sword in Turtle Rock. That is one good thing we found in here.
I was just about to ask you how you like your Cheetos. Correct answer is flamin' hot.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, to further go into what I was talking about, on the randomizer website, they do kind of go into detail of what's considered, you know, minor glitch and major glitch. So minor glitches can be used, major glitches cannot be used in these races.
Right. Yep, no wrong warp, no use a hard bottle adventure.
But bomb jumps, fake flippers, going through dark rooms without lamp, that stuff is perfectly fine.
300 rubies magically falls from the sky.
I wish that would happen in real life.
I know.
Big key to Swamp Palace, that might make Swamp Palace a good play at this point.
We do have the small key,
Mm-hmm.
so we can actually full clear it now.
Yeah, but Buane actually going for Hera first, before going into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we found in Turtle Rock was a shovel.
A shovel and the bacon sword, but yeah.
Alright, yeah. What's the exchange rate on Hylian rupees to US dollars? I would imagine it's pretty low since it costs 500 rupees for a pair of flippers.
Yeah, that's got to be a very big, very, very different form of currency.
But you can buy bombs with rupees. You can't buy bombs with US dollars.
So that's another true fact, and bombs surprisingly cheap then, if they were to be sold in the. Yeah, let's not. I'm not sure about Hyrule. Doesn't sound like a safe place anymore.
No. What's in Hera? Ice Rod! We can full clear Turtle Rock, I think. Or are we missing a key?
We need some more keys before we can do that, but yeah, item-wise, we are good to go on that dungeon.
I think. Item go mode? Yep.
Yeah, well, in terms of what we know, yeah, for sure. Because, yeah, Buane hasn't picked up the Ether Medallion yet, looks like.
Right, it's in Dark World, Death Mountain.
And does Dragon Master still not have the flute?
Not sure.
Yeah, because I don't think he went to the Mire. Yeah, I don't think he has it yet.
See you, Moldorm. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for your bombs, too, I guess.
That's kind of treacherous, man. If you're exploding, you don't want to drop bombs.
Yeah, that seems kind of risky.
Hey, Dragon Master, you have a hook shot. You didn't have to bomb jump there.
He just wanted to show off his bomb jump tech.
It was risky. He did it. It was risky. So we haven't seen Hookshot Cave. Have we not seen? No, we did see Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, we saw Hookshot Cave from Dragon Master, but
We haven't seen a Spiral Cave yet. Dead rocks are confirmed Gandalf, telling Buane, "You shall not pass."
you shall not pass. Yeah. Meanwhile, Dr. Bob working on Helmosaur now.
One silver arrow to the face.
Ooh, and I think Buane's gonna wish that he would have gone up the other way, just because he was unable to open Turtle Rock from up there.
Yeah, depending on what's behind that shovel, though, could come back to bite him or not. Checking out Spiral Cave. I want to say after this, Dragon Master is probably going to go to Swamp, since there are 9 locations in there for him to check. I think, right? Yeah, 9.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, because the 6 items plus the 3 dungeon items. Actually, just plus 1 more, the small key too. So 10.
Oh, right. Yeah, 10.
But still, so many times I've counted on Swamp with its high item density to be the answer, just for it to just give nothing but junk. So, you know, you have good intentions to go to Swamp. It's a good play, statistically speaking, but when it doesn't pay off, you're going to probably wish that you would have done that in Go mode instead.
What are we missing? We're missing Big Key to Mire.
Mm-hmm.
Missing 1 more Turtle Rock Small Key, I think.
I think 2, actually. Because we need to actually get to the... There's the door in Chain Chomp Room, and there's going to be the one that's a little further. That's right before the final boss. So I think 2 is what we need.
2 or 3, depending on if they open up, or if they have to open up the Vanilla Big Key location.
Yeah, yeah.
But the Poke drops that key, so yeah, we're looking for 2.
And do we have the big key for Desert yet?
No. Yep. Buane's in there right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there. Unless he doesn't have it, and he'll be shortly regretting this decision to come here, but he probably does. Yep, okay. So we have that.
So yeah, we're just looking for a Mire Big Key and a couple of Turtle Rock Small Keys, and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks like it. Oh, okay, no, okay, never mind. I was going to ask about Castle Tower, but we've seen Ganon destroyed, so that is not relevant anymore.
Well, the answer did not lie in desert.
No, it did not.
We could potentially have to go into Mire to get a small key to go to Turtle Rock to get the big key.
That
Kumar?
very well could happen. I would not be surprised if that happened. It's happened way too many times. Stuff of that scenario, anyway.
The first few times I ran Rando, I forgot that this chest down here in Swamp even existed,
Right.
and both of the times it held progression. That was really sad.
Yeah, that is definitely a big challenge when you first start running randomizer, is that you really kind of have to start committing and learning like all the possible item locations, and there's always going to be one chest that you just did not think of, or you never found in the vanilla version of the game because it was unrequired. So your first few playthroughs, you're probably going to forget some items and some item locations. And that's just the way it is. You got to kind of start learning all of these and committing them to memory before you start kind of getting all of them and stop running into the problem of forgetting places.
While we're in a little bit of a lull here, if any of you guys out there have not ran Rando before and you're looking to get into it, always join us on Discord. This is the greatest community in the world, pretty much. We're really nice, always happy to help new people learn routes and know what to do.
Yeah, very friendly community, and definitely there's lots of resources, lots of people who will help you. Races are ran all the time, so it's just a great community if you really want to get into randomizer.
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen one of Mathiel drops. Forgot about you.
See, and right here, this is kind of what I said earlier about Swamp potentially not paying off, because right now, Buane is technically clearing all these dungeons. If he gets those items he needs, those keys he needs, he's not going to have to do all of this Swamp Palace stuff that Dragonmaster is currently working on.
Yeah, Swamp tends to be a double-edged sword. There's a lot of items that you can get, but a lot of the times it seems Swamp doesn't have any progression.
Yeah. And someone was saying in chat is because there's so much that gates it. And that's true, because you have the 4 items you need, flippers, mirror, hookshot, hammer, to even get through it normally, but then you also have the small key added to the mix as well, and key sanity, so it's just not a lot of chances for things to be gated in this particular mode.
One last fire rod through Bothula's burning body. It's about how I feel some of the times.
So, looking at the trackers right now, I think we can safely identify that the remaining 2 pendants are Misery Mire and Turtle Rock.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be so bad.
That's right, Ganon's Tower could be a play, and some of those items could be in Ganon's Tower, so we may not be seeing the rest of Misery Mire or Turtle Rock until after Ganon's Tower is completed. That is what you were thinking, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, making sure.
And unless Argus drops something, that's gonna be the play.
Yeah, that is exactly. Yeah, because once Argus drops this, then that's all the crystals accounted for. Just he has to go pick up the other 2, and then Buane has to make it through Swamp. So
We could check Pyramid
that's what we
Fair.
got
There's a
left.
small key. Ice Palace.
Ice
Can't
Palace,
use it.
well, that's already completed. So yeah, no need for that.
Go check Fat Fairy. Go to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that is another location too. So yeah, that could also have the remaining keys.
And we still have the few chests in Mire that we can get to right now.
Yeah, that is true. Mire, all the items except 2 can be accessed in Mire right now. So, and it's not too uncommon to see that big key appear in Mire.
So we officially had 301 rupees fall from this. Bombos was a green rupee.
And you know, Dragon Master Skull Woods is going to be his last crystal at this rate, so he may not even be thinking about Mire right now. Because he doesn't have flute yet.
Oh, right. We've got Dark Shadows going to check out Turok. We got Dr. Bobbtastic, the man himself, can't see him, going to finish up Hera. Buane entering into Swamp Palace and Dragon Master finishing up Desert. It's anybody's game still at this point.
Oh yeah, and we haven't seen Dick's spot yet either.
Okay, I definitely spaced out there for a minute, and I looked at Dr. Bob's screen. I was like, why is there a sword on a black screen pointing straight up in the air? And then I remembered.
You remembered, you can't see him.
The hand wave is too strong with him. Oh, that's why Dragon Master never finished Skullward. He never even dipped into Desert, so he never picked up the big.
Right, right. Well, hey, I mean, the routing he chose definitely worked out in this particular seed.
No, nobody has finished yet. Had a couple of forfeits, but no duns.
Yeah, I mean, all dungeon seed like this, I honestly wouldn't be too surprised to see finishes after the 2-hour mark start rolling in, I imagine, but there's always someone who just always picks the right route, no matter what, and I honestly wouldn't be too surprised if we get a finish before too long, anyway. And yeah, someone in chat asking, why do we hear pendant music if it's a crystal dungeon? That is because, in Keysane, because the maps are supposed to be the indicator of whether or not a dungeon is a pendant or crystal, they actually made it so the music is randomized between the Dark World and Light World music. So because of that, you won't know by the music. You can only tell by either the maps that tell you whether or not they're a crystal or pendant or crystal, or when you just straight up get the item at the very end of the dungeon. So, just a way to give the maps a little more functionality in this mode.
Yep. Mirror was on Paradox Cave, which was locked behind Hookshot, which was dropped off a Helmasaur, which was locked behind Bow, which was dropped behind by Cold Stare.
When you put it that way, you'd almost say the seed was linear in some fashion.
No, not even in the slightest.
That is kind of the part I do like about Keysane is when you do kind of get in that one bottleneck position of the Keysane seed, you will get an item, and then for a little while anyway, you kind of have an idea of where the game wants you to kind of go. You'll get like some item that'll open up one dungeon. You'll probably get items to progress that dungeon and other dungeons. It's a nice feeling, but you unfortunately have to get into that bottleneck situation before it actually comes into play. Anyway, Buane does have all 7 crystals. But first, he needs to finish up. He has to go back into Swamp Palace and get the remaining chests he left behind.
What did he not do left side?
I don't think so, yeah.
I mean, you got a full cleared anyways. Why not just do it the first time? So after he finishes here, where do you think he'll go? Will he go to Mire, or is he going to go to Ganon's Tower?
At this point, I would personally would like to gamble on Ganon's Tower, because I think that'd be a very interesting play to make, and there are a lot of items there, probably more that you'd get from Mire. But I can also understand just dipping into Mire really quick too, because it's also just a case of the big key might be in there, and you'll probably get some small keys for Triple Rock anyway. And then also just the possibility of being able to take care of all the dungeons, and then after Ganon's Tower, just jumping straight down into the Ganon fight. But I don't know, I think going to Ganon's Tower would be a strong play.
Yeah. You gotta... I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. Because if you find what you need in Mire, then you don't have to go through all of Ganon's Tower looking for stuff. But then again, if you waste your time going into Mire and it's not there, you just wasted, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
Right. And again, reminding viewers, what we need at this point is we still need a Mire big key, and we need 2 Turtle Rock small keys before we are in the definitive go mode at this point.
Buane's checking Fat Fairy.
And definitely not a bad check. With Aghanim defeated, this will be a much shorter walk to get to the pyramid. Yes, Sarah Zelda 1. Aghanim 1 needs to be beat in all dungeons. Thankfully, in this particular seed, Aghanim 1 was required early anyway to get Titan's Mitt from Lumberjack, but even if there wasn't any item there, they would still have to beat Aghanim 1, otherwise Ganon would not be able to be hurt in the final phase. So, all dungeons must be completed, you can't skip out on anything.
Shovel netted the map of Hyrule Castle.
Well, that map is definitely not going to help.
Well, if Dr. Bob didn't know where Hyrule Castle was, he knows.
That'd be an interesting touch where if they modified the randomizer just to show one icon, like not even like a pendant or crystal, but just some kind of icon just saying Hyrule Castle's right here. You know, that giant building north of your house.
I can't see it. There's like 2 or 3 screen scrolls between my house and the castle.
Yeah.
Curse my life. I look down on myself from above.
Let's see. Someone on chat asks, how many keys do you need to go mode Turtle Rock? 3 without the drops, right? Yes, that is correct. Technically, there are 4 small keys, but there is one door you don't have to open, the big key chest. But there could be progression in there too. We do not know, unfortunately.
Depends on when we find the Mire big key.
Yeah, the Mire big key could end up being in that location, for all we know.
Yeah, please, if you're watching somebody else's stream, don't tell us where the items that we need to find are.
Yeah, please do not.
Hey, there's 4th bottle!
Alright. And Buane did make the play into Mire, so we're going to be seeing Mire before heading off to Ganon's Tower, at least on his side anyway.
Could this be the troll? Could nothing be in Mire with the Mire big key in Ganon's Tower, which would force our runners to possibly full clear Ganon's Tower, and the last small key we need be on Vitreous?
Very well could be. I almost kind of want to see a situation where there's one Turtle Rock small key in here. And then maybe... I don't know, you go to Turtle Rock, you don't find the Mire big key because it's just like on Trinex or something. Then you go into Ganon's Tower to find the last small key for Turtle Rock, to get back in there to defeat Trinex to get the big key for Mire.
Oh, there's Quake! The only item we're missing from our trackers is a bug net. And
Yeah,
4th sword, but...
Right.
Well, luckily for Buane, nothing came from the shovel, because he hasn't gone into Turtle Rock yet.
Yeah, and it was the Hyrule Castle map, which will not help us at all. Unless you really need to find where it's on your map. And yes, that is the thing with all dungeons. Progression for pendant dungeons can be in Ganon's Tower.
That was the last chest. Yep, Ganon's Tower it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Dragon Master is making the same play.
Yeah, Dragon Master also making the play, so... It's kind of what you said earlier. Dragon Master did have a lot more overworld to kind of check than Buane did, so because of this, Buane is going to be kind of slightly jumping back out in head. He could probably check Turtle Rock too, I guess, but I say at this point, just go straight to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
Heck, another good play is maybe just clear the basement of Ganon's Tower, see if you can maybe drag out those small keys for Turtle Rock, then mirroring out, quickly go to Turtle Rock, finish that up. Then when you're done with that, go back to Ganon's Tower and finish up the top half of it. That way, when you get warped down, you don't have to worry about coming all the way back up here just for Turtle Rock again.
I mean, you got, what, 4 items you can check in Turtle Rock versus 22, 23, 24, 25, almost
Yeah.
30 locations in Guinness.
Yeah. But Buane is checking some more Death Mountain stuff, too.
How many small keys are in the chests of Ganon's Tower? Is it 2?
I want to say it's like 3 or 4, actually. I'm trying to think. Small keys, you need to full clear GT. You only need 2. Well, technically just 1, because there is a Helmosaur enemy at the very top of the tower that gives a small key. But you need at least 1 before you start climbing. And yes, chat confirming there are 4 possible chest Ganon Tower keys.
Okay. And then there's 1, 2... 2? Under pots?
I want to say there's more than that even, but
3?
I don't know for sure.
There's 1...
There's 1 beyond the torch room, and then there's also 1 under the pots in that first hammer room.
Yeah.
And then there's like another one you get midway, but you use it in the door in the same room.
In the
The
double
boomerang.
crystal room.
Yeah, that one.
Buane does go into Turtle Rock. So I think Buane and Dragon Master are both gonna come to the same realization about the same time.
Probably.
Well, Dragon Master's got 1 more chest, so he'll be scaling Death Mountain as Buane grabs the remaining 2 chests.
Yeah, and I do not see Buane going back down just for the shovel spot. I hope he doesn't, but I don't see it happening.
It's gonna be lingering in the back of his mind though, but like, I just came all this way and there's a fetch quest here. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to leave just for that, especially when you're done Ganon's Tower, you end up back down there anyway. If you can complete Ganon's Tower, just do it.
Right. Oh no, he's hearing. He's fluting.
Oh my gosh. Ganon's Tower, why?
He's upset.
I do not know about this call. I mean, we know that it's not good because it's just going to be the map to Hyrule Castle. But
I mean, you got 1 item versus 27. And this one is out of your way and you are already in place to check Ganon's Tower.
I wonder if maybe he's thinking that, like, well, if there is a Ganon's Tower small key, I can have a better chance of full clearing it. Maybe that's kind of what's on his mind, but like,
Yes.
I don't know. Now he's going to Dark World for something else. Oh, that is another good point that chat's making. Could also just be a case of maybe forgetting that. Oh, all dungeons. I have all the crystals. Maybe they're thinking that they have to beat all the dungeons before.
Oh. He didn't check Thieves Town big chest.
Right, he has that to check.
Dragonmaster is doing the same thing.
Yeah, GT is definitely the correct play at this point.
Got Dr. Bob going to finish up Skullwoods. Dark Shadows looks like they're slowly making their way over to the desert, checking out some overworld locations on the way.
Yeah, either of the two top runners could really make a difference in the positioning of the runners by just making the play of going to Ganon's Tower first. And looks like Dark Shadows is paying attention to his map right here, so I think he is aware that the other two dungeons in Dark World are pendant dungeons. Yeah, Dragonmaster is back on Death Mountain, so I think we will be finally seeing the Ganon's Tower play.
Yep. Buane kind of danced around there for a minute. It's like, what haven't I checked? Yeah, he's going over his map right now. Oh, when in doubt, fluke to 3. Well, I don't think he does realize that he can
Yeah.
get his tower.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now.
Well, Dragonmaster going into Ganon's tower. There's our Turtle Rock small key.
Yeah, there's one of them.
We could clear it as long as we don't need to check the key chest. All we gotta do is steal the key from the pokey and we can clear it. Yeah, here he goes. Buane is making the play.
Isn't there a second small key door though, like in the roller chest with only one chest? The roller room with only one chest?
Oh. Whoops.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I think you need two more Turtle Rock keys. Or well, one more now, but yeah. And there's another Turtle Rock small key.
Yeah,
And
he's dipping out.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I think this is a very good play right here. Because you're not too far into Ganon's tower. You can mirror out and not really lose much time at all. You can go over here, clear out Turtle Rock, and then not have to worry about climbing Death Mountain again later.
Yeah. They gave each other a virtual high five.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. They need to do Hot Fuzz. They need to do Turtle Rock because this is an all dungeons run. So all dungeons must be completed, including Aghanim's Tower, Ganon's Tower. Every single dungeon that has a boss at the end, it needs to be cleared. So Turtle Rock is required.
Buane went straight left side to pick up that other Turok small key. So we may be seeing if Mire big key is here or not. Oh, well, there's the last Turtle Rock small key.
Yeah.
So if that's there, I almost wonder if, well, it had to put all of the Turtle Rock small keys here.
Right, right.
Because if you open up the big key chest,
Yeah, you need a way to get back in there, so. And okay, this is the play where if you kind of
there's the Mire big key. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Buane's in go mode.
Yeah, at this point he's definitely in go mode. He's definitely stepping out in the lead right here. Because he is not going to check any extra chests in Turtle Rock. The whole laser bridge is going to be skipped. Mimic Cave's going to be skipped. You can even skip Big Chest at this point too, so. Yeah, Buane is, I think, definitively in the lead at this point, even if it looks like Dragon Master is.
Nope. We found the Mire big key. It's in Ganon's tower. On the left side. Also, GG correct finishes in first, time of 2:04:15.
That's right. We have our first place finisher. 2 hours, over 2 hours, so no one's going to finish sub 2 hour.
Buane's gonna be able to save a lot of time over Dragon Master here.
Yeah. Like, he didn't even have to... Oh, well, they already did that anyway. But, yeah, like I said, no Mimic Cave, no Big Chest, no Laser Bridge, straight to the end. Going to be a lot faster.
Yeah, Dragon Master is gonna be full clear in Turtle Rock. Minus the big key chest.
It's kind of nice to see Dr. Bob and Dark Shadows at the same location right now.
Literally both holding up a crystal.
Yep.
It'll be a close race between them two.
Yeah, depending on how fast Dragon Master... Oh, wow, Dragon Master did find the gold sword. That's one thing he does have that Buane will not be getting.
Gold sword over tempered sword with silver arrows isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not, but it is definitely something to, like, not completely count him out yet, but, like, yeah, like, it is a very, very small difference.
The time he's spending checking Laser Bridge was the time difference in Buane killing Ganon.
And Dragon Master still has to find the big key to Mire, which is not too far out of the way in Ganon's tower, but yeah. He could potentially have a slightly faster Trinex fight, which will put them about even again.
Yeah, I always forget that you need to switch before you kill that head.
Yeah.
Because the game prevents you from menuing while anything is exploding.
And Dragon Master back in the lead by a second. Although the head movements kind of put him in sync again.
Oh, they killed him at the
Yeah.
exact same time.
Wow.
Well, Dragon Master like 0.5 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah.
So the sync we saw in the top half, we get to see on the bottom half.
Yeah, we do. 2 pendants being held up. But yeah, Buane definitely in go mode. Dragon Master still has to find that big key, which he will find very, very shortly. Oh wow, Buane actually going back down to Mire first.
Well, he has the big key. He needs to clear it. And
True,
better
but
to clear Ganon's tower and go straight to Ganon from there than go up and down, I think.
I'm just thinking about the Death Mountain climb though, because that's a climb Dragon Master will not have to make.
Depends on if he dips after finding the big key or not.
Right. That's true, there is a save and quit straight to Pyramid too, so...
Yeah. Don't take the bait, Dragon Master. It's not there.
Meanwhile, we did get a second place finish as well. Kyong92, second place, 2 hours, 9 minutes, 23 seconds.
Hey, GG Kyung. Nope, he's dipping too.
Oh, I just don't know about that. Well, he could be... Okay. Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, he was just mirroring back to the start. Okay. But yeah, I think this is I think it's definitely the better play to do Ganon's Tower before Mire, at least, but to each their own. Answer question. I'm sorry.
To be fair, Dragon Master is going to be still climbing Ganon's tower after Buane goes back in. So, I mean, it's going to be close.
Yeah, it'll be a close race for sure.
Where's Dr. Bob going? Cleaning up the overworld before...
Yeah, I imagine that's what he's thinking right now.
Oh, Dark Shadows never went into the rock. Ooh. Missed that one Wizrobe.
Yeah, Ganon's tower execution could also be a big factor in this race as well, so I've been noticing a little bit of trouble here and there, especially during the gauntlet, but Buane could also have the same issues in different rooms, so we'll have to see.
Dragonmaster gotta be careful. Run a little low on magic. Everybody, send your thoughts to Dark Shadows and Dr. Bob, and mentally point them in the direction of Ganon's tower.
Did they ever get the Ganon's tower map? That could help them in the right direction. Okay, so Dragonmaster's about to finish Ganon's tower while Buane is starting the gauntlet. He actually did make it through Mire pretty quickly, so...
He did.
It looks like he's been doing pretty good in the first few gauntlet rooms too, so he is definitely making up a lot of time.
Haiku type finishes 3rd place. Official SRL time 2:15:04.
Ooh, not a good first Aghanim.
Ooh, a triple.
Oh, but that one was made up for it big time.
Nice.
Oh, wow, nice.
That was pretty clean.
Yeah, started with a 1 and 0, but then that 3 and 2 definitely made up a lot of ground there. Okay, so let's hope he doesn't distinctly jump down the hole and he actually moves over and mirrors first. Okay,
Yep.
good. But I think that's too... Yeah, I
it's
think
too
he's gonna
high.
have to... Yeah, bonk. I think that is really cool, though, how the top of the pyramid is basically right where that kind of that Lens of Truth Hyrule symbol is on the top of that castle.
We do have Dark Shadows in Ganon's tower. He's doing tile room.
He's doing tile room.
Hmm.
Who almost got knocked into the wall master though, so thankfully that didn't happen.
Oh. Accidentally opened the door.
And wow, Buane already at Moldorm too.
Yeah. And that's that.
I think just on execution alone, that definitely got him a lot of time back.
He
And then
said
it-
no!
Yeah, why not? He doesn't need anything.
I mean, he stopped to slash at it. Why not just open it? Well, chat told Dark Shadows to go Ganon's tower, but they told him to go on the wrong side. With their brains.
I'm actually really curious to see if Buane could kind of take that 4th place here.
Another triple.
Oh yeah, really, really clean fight.
Ooh, baby, a triple. I can't do the voice, I'm sorry. Yeah, Buane's gonna be hopping down, doing Ganon. Yeah. Dragonmaster has 1 more room, or 2 more rooms to navigate before he gets to Vitreous. Ganon being nice,
Mm-hmm.
stopping down there on the bottom.
And Vitreous goes down.
I think Dr. Bob is heading up to Death Mountain. Yep.
I think it would be so cool to see both the bottom 2 runners get 4th and 5th in this race.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, never mind.
There it is. Down goes the pig. I really wanna ask Buane what he was thinking. Did he just forget that he could go to Ganon's tower?
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it was, but yeah, we'll definitely ask him that.
And Buane does finish in 4th place with an official SRL time of 2:20:37.
Just as Dragon Master hops into the Ganon fight for his round with the Butter Sword.
See if we can get him in here. Yep, he says he'll be in here in just a second.
Already in the waiting room, I'll get him in here.
Alright. GG Buane.
Thank you. You can tell how often I race all dungeons with that mistake.
Yeah, we were wondering the same thing. Is like, did he forget he can go to Ganon's tower right now?
I didn't even have any of the pendants or crystals tracked on my tracker, so it wasn't until I opened up the map in the Dark World trying to figure out what I'd missed that I saw that both dungeons were pendants. Pretty big head meets desk moment there.
Was that your comment of?
Yeah. pretty much one big thing you could mess up here, and that was it.
Well, gotta say though, you made up a lot of time just in your Ganon's tower execution by itself. You were flying through there.
I guess it helps to do Ganon's tower when you're really salty. Maybe I'll try that in future races.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But while we were talking, another one of their featured runners, dragonmaster0283, also finishes in 5th place with a time of 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 17 seconds. I'll say the story when he actually gets in here, just because he might get in here as well.
Well, your wish came true. They did get 4th and 5th.
That's true. Yeah, I was wondering if they would, and sure enough, there we go.
Yeah, Dragonmaster sniped out Thalane by 30 seconds. While we're waiting to see if Dragonmaster will come in here, aside from forgetting that you had 7 crystals, what was your least favorite part of this seed?
I couldn't believe that that Pod had nothing. With the early 5 small keys early and the big key is usually a sign that hey, there's something in Pod, and we're going to give you enough small keys so that you can't possibly key lock yourself out of getting it. And there was nothing except, I guess, a sword upgrade in there.
And a hook shot.
The
But
hook
later,
shot, but that was on Helma, right?
Yeah.
And I needed to get the bow, which was in ice, and then I forget where the last Pod key was, but I was very happy to find that. Because
yeah,
with this spread, I didn't even want to try the hammer jump in Pod to save a key.
we were talking about that. I think you were the only one who didn't do hammer jump, so you had 5 of 6 keys, but luckily that last key was in the lunchbox. Yeah.
Yeah, lunchbox.
Lunchbox, yeah, I was very happy to see that. I'm the idiot who learned the hammer jump by where Link's hat is, and the invisible sprite doesn't have a hat. So
It does not.
So do you know the other way?
the other way to hammer jump?
Yeah.
No.
If you know where you put the bomb, you line up the little notch on the wall in between the item menu thing or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta learn a different way to do it because every time I have to race or do anything that I feel like I need to, do well, I have to use a Link sprite for that exact reason. So if you haven't learned bomb jumps, use the shadow.
Yes.
Okay, we have Dragon Master in the waiting room. I'll go ahead and bring him in. Dragon Master, GG. Congratulations on your finish.
Jeez.
So you and Buane were neck and neck there for quite some time, Dragon Master.
Oh, really?
Yep. Y'all high-fived, I think, like twice on top of Death Mountain. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, about them keys. I was making the play that, yeah, let's make the Mire key in Turtle Rock.
Yeah. I think that is what did you in. As soon as you found that second Turtle Rock key, you dipped out. But Buane didn't go to right side first, so he didn't pick up that Turtle Rock key until he was going down left side.
Yeah,
And he just continued on and found the Mire key,
Yeah,
thankfully.
that second key would have been in the Stalfos room.
Yep.
But yeah, it was really interesting. Like, that happened, and then while you were full clearing Turtle Rock, Buane was going through Turtle Rock in go mode. He actually got ahead of you, but then since you found the Butter Sword in Turtle Rock, you actually caught back up and were just half a second ahead. And then you decided to go back to Ganon's Tower, finish that up. Buane went down to do Misery Mire before Ganon's Tower, but then I guess it just kind of... Buane just caught up big time with just execution and Ganon's Tower alone. Noticed there were a couple of struggles you had in the kind of the gauntlet area of Ganon's Tower, Dragon Master.
Yeah, it gave me a little rough time. It wasn't the cleanest of climbs.
But yeah, still like very, very close. Like we were just seriously wondering like who was gonna come out on top there, because it was honestly could have gone either way just based on execution alone.
Yeah, I felt like I lost. I actually felt like I was behind, like early on, because making the Aganon play in the dark, I was just trying to get to that second chest, and with the hammer and no sword, it's a little hard to find your way around.
Yeah, definitely.
And then saw that book, it's like, oh no, please. I could have had the book.
Yeah.
But found out that I don't think the book led to actually really anything too important at the time. It was more about getting the lamp in Eastern, or if you knew how to do dark rooms, climb all the way up to Agus Tower and do it in the dark.
I think book led to Skullwood's big key.
Yeah, and then Skullwood's key. Yeah, that's true. Because I think that was in desert.
Kind of a question we have, and this is because we had like issues with the Speed Gaming channel. We actually had to kind of migrate and go to a different channel midway through the race. Where were all the Palace of Darkness big keys? We only saw one on stream, but then like we saw everyone going in there and everyone had like 5. Were like all the Palace of Darkness keys like together?
They
or
were
something?
all early, like just started nailing. Like the game started screaming "paw" like as you were like leaving Rico, and I think the big key and a small key was in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Okay.
But it was like, I think I had like 4 at that time. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to pod because, hey, I got 4 keys.
Yeah, I think it was even your stream too. Like all of a sudden you entered pod and you're like, okay, well he's gonna check like the first chest or something. Then you just see 5 small keys on your screen, and it's like, oh well, okay, we definitely missed something on the restream.
Yeah, there was a lot of keys early, and not a way to get over to pod too easily at the start until they found the moon pearl.
Right.
And
But I
then-
think of how this could have played. It's like I could have gone up to the mountain and got the boots early. So I lost all that time not having the boots.
well, early boots was the play because Titan's Mitts were locked behind Magnum 1.
It required going into Eastern to get the lamp if you needed the lamp to climb it.
Yep.
'Cause I never did check to see what was in the lumberjack tree at the start.
And there was definitely that bit of linear progression for a while with the bow on Cold Stare, then the hook shot on Helmasaur, and then that just took you up to Death Mountain, which gave you everything else you pretty much needed item-wise.
Yep, except the keys.
Yeah, except the keys, but they were all in Ganon's Tower apparently. So
Yeah, I was thinking the whole time when I was clearing the rest of the overworld, it's like, I should just go to Ganon's Tower. There's most likely going to be there, but I didn't want to have to full clear GT for when I only needed to find like 1 key. And I would have been like just being able to go straight through it. Let
yeah,
alone do have to do tile room.
for sure.
We got some swagnet on Dark Shadow's screen.
Oh wow, awesome.
So I get up.
So, just out of random curiosity, Buane, what led you to Mire over just going back over to Ganon's Tower and finishing that up? Because it would have technically saved you a trip through Death Mountain, because you could just save and quit to get back to Pyramid after Mire.
Yeah, I thought of that as I was going into Mire. Why didn't
Okay.
I just finish GT? It was just something, already frustrated at forgetting that I could go into GT, and then finding all 3 items in relatively. At least I didn't have to clear that much. Luckily, I went full left, and all 3 items were just right in the way on the left side that I needed. So I said, "Great, I'm done. I can go get those dungeons," and pieced out. Did Turtle Rock, fluted away to Mire, and it wasn't until I'd fluted away that I kind of realized, I could have done it while I was there. But yeah, so a little bit of a wasted time there.
Well, yeah, but even then, like we said before, I mean, that wouldn't have changed the placements at all. Like, 3rd, I think, was determined by that point. So, at the end of the day, it didn't cost you any placements or anything in this particular race. Maybe a little bit of time, but yeah, like that GT execution was excellent. Like, seriously, chat was just wondering, like, how is he already in this room already?
Well, at least one thing went right then.
Yeah,
I felt like there were a lot of there were stumbling points early. Couldn't really find the progression early. Stumbling points in the middle of the game until getting the hook shot off of Helmasaur, and then obviously making myself run around, check all those single chests that I still had laying around because I forgot that I could get into GT.
I gotcha.
I guess it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
So Dr. Bob did the same thing that you did, Dragon Master. He got the small keys and was like, "Oh, it's got to be in Turtle Rock." So he just full cleared Turtle Rock and he's going back now.
I actually, if I wasn't gonna find the small key or the big key for Mire at the basement of Ganon's Tower, I was actually gonna go back into Turtle Rock again to check the middle chest before finishing GT off.
Yeah, thank God he did not do that, because yeah, that would have.
Yeah, you picked up that 3rd small key. I don't know if you like hesitated or not, but it was like, don't take the troll, man. Just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I said, no, I'll finish the bottom basement at least, because this way when I come back, I can just go straight upstairs. There's nothing left. These are the worst. Unlike other items, they can practically be anywhere they want.
I mean, I will say this: I don't think there were any double dips required for any of the dungeons. I mean, the seed was pretty nice.
It-
It definitely could have been a lot nicer. But, I mean,
Yeah. I guess Ganon's Tower was technically a double dip, but not a.
So
not
would
a-
be Eastern.
Oh yeah.
oh
Eastern.
yeah, the lamp.
So yeah, not inconvenient double dips, kind of double dips that you're kind of prepared to take, at least in those specific situations. Eastern not very long, you can very easily get through it, and it has early progression usually just because it's always accessible from the beginning. So yeah, not really friendly in regards to that, at least.
Dragonmaster asked Buane this, but what was your least favorite part of the seed?
Right at the start, the one I'm trying to do Dark Room Aghanim's Tower.
Yeah, I can understand.
I'm glad
that.
I didn't spend a lot of time on it because I said I'll try it a little bit if I get lost. Because I can do it with the sword just fine. It's with no sword, it's hard to find out where you're exactly at.
I don't know
Mhm.
if you were on the restream then or not. Did you go straight there after finding the cape?
I pretty much after when I was clearing Hyrule Castle, I went up that way after I cleared the bottom,
Okay.
the underneath of it.
Yeah, that's right. Because we did have Sage Figaro on the restream, but then he lost connection to Twitch, so we switched out for you about like 20 minutes in. So yeah, we didn't. I guess we didn't even see that. Now that I think about it.
I spent a little too much. I didn't spend that much time, but I said I'm gonna give it a quick try just to see, because it
Right.
could lead to something which it would have led to the book, which I guess I can count my lucky stars that I didn't get the book, because that wouldn't have led me to anything too quickly early on.
Mm-hmm.
That would have left me away from the mitts further.
Right. Anyway, DarkShadows59 is in the middle of his Ganon fight right now, so he should be finishing very, very shortly. Not going to run through all the times, just going to say very quickly where they finish and everything. Hold on, going to find him. Thelaine, 6th place. Elemenster, 7th place. Plasma Kappa, 8th place. Epic Ranger, 9th place. Miken, 10th place. And Timbre Reader in 11th place.
But yeah, Buane, Dragonmaster, you guys are welcome to hang out, but we're going to focus on Dark Shadows and Dr. Bob for a little bit.
Okay, well,
Jeez.
yeah, GG's to you, and thank you for running and for being on the restream, giving a very entertaining race to look at, so definitely enjoyed that.
Yeah, you guys did wonderfully.
Yeah.
Oh no, Dr. Bob dying. The
Ooh.
fire rope room. And Dark Shadows finishing up 12th place with an official SRL time of 2:36:33.
Yeah, not bad at all.
That room is not one of the best rooms to die in.
Yeah, definitely not. Basically, whenever you're dying in the upper half of Ganon's Tower, it's definitely a huge time loss, just because you have to climb back through everything again, you have to fight any of the bosses you fought again, so very, very unfortunate.
We have Dark Shadows in the waiting room. I'm going to go ahead and pull them down.
Okay.
Hey, GG, Dark Shadows.
Oh, one moment. I think I have Discord really quiet.
Okay.
All right, try again.
GG, Dark Shadows.
Thanks. Someone nearly muted my Discord. Okay.
So, how are you feeling?
Well, so I watched the previous race and saw all the Ganon teleports. Did Aga 1 really have to take lessons from Ganon?
That was a lot of blue balls.
I think we almost maxed out on blue balls.
After like, you know, the 4th or 5th cycle, he was nice.
Uh,
But yeah, that was pretty trolly.
and then we had required Turtle Rock keys in Ganon's Tower with the Mire big key in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
Which when I didn't have 2 pendants counted for, I kind of figured at least one of them was there, but ugh.
Did you end up, I guess, double or triple dipping Ganon's Tower to get the Mire big key?
It actually ended up being a double dip. I went in the first time, got the Turtle Rock key and the Mire key, then went out and went to Turtle Rock.
I wasn't sure if you found them both. So, thankfully, you got to go mode Turtle Rock, but you missed out on a Butter Sword.
That was the only reason I opened the chest up top, but Butter Sword isn't that big a deal.
Yeah, you already had Silver Arrows. And the Tempered Sword, so I mean, it's not a huge time difference, but it's always nice to have it.
Yeah, the 2 of the other featured runners, Buane and Dragonmaster, they both finished Trinex at the same time, and despite being a sword difference, Buane still beat Dragonmaster with Tempered over Gold, so yeah, doesn't really save a whole lot of time. He's still just going to have that execution for the Ganon's Tower. That's definitely what counts, I think, a little more.
So it was pretty funny because they killed Trinex at about the same time, but you and Dr. Bob literally killed or finished Landmola's 1 at the exact same time. There was a whole lot of sync going on this race.
Yeah, there was sync in the top 2 runners and sync on the bottom 2 runners of the screen. So yeah, it was really kind of cool seeing how both those races kind of played out.
So, going into Aga 2, there's a thing that I've started doing. It's just every race, if I have that bug net, I'm gonna use it. And I was really sad going up the tower that I hadn't found the net yet.
Luckily, I think you were one of the only people who checked the validation chest.
Yeah.
Validation net.
Well, hey, I hear that Willard placed that net in that chest just for you, just so you could do that. So definitely thank him for that.
If that's true, thank you, Willard.
So I asked everybody else, but I will ask you too. What was your least favorite part?
My least favorite part. Probably that moment when I knew I was going to have to double dip tower just for the keys.
Yeah.
I think everybody went into Mire hoping and praying that something was in there.
I was one of them.
Yeah, I think all 4 of the runners on Restream did that too, so you wouldn't be alone in that for sure.
I was hoping to find Kane before I turned in the mushroom, because I was hoping to do that fake powder.
Right.
Luckily, it didn't matter.
We
Yeah,
did see that. I think Dr. Bob found the cane first.
Yeah, Dr. Bob did that trick, so it was still shown at the very least, but yeah, it's always fun to do that trick. Also, what do you think about getting 5 pod keys ridiculously early and then having no progression whatsoever until the very end when Helmasaur had hookshot, which means he had to go to Ice Palace anyway?
I was putting off pod as long as I could because on 5 keys without the bow, I don't know the hammer yump, and I didn't want to get locked by that. I really wanted to circle around.
Oh, that's right. You had all 6 keys, didn't you, before you went in?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. But yeah, all the other racers definitely went in the pod early and just did not get rewarded with that play when normally in Key Sanity that is actually a pretty good play, but Yeah, I can understand the hesitance, though. Hammer Young is a pretty tricky maneuver.
Now I know I double dipped Aga's tower.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember if there was anything worthwhile in there.
That was a book.
Yeah, the book was in there. Don't remember what the other item was. Probably nothing super important.
The book didn't lead to anything though, because
Right.
you were still key locked in desert. So the one item just was nothing in desert.
Mm-hmm, that's true. Yeah,
Hey, I got a fellow Swagnet user.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dr. Bob also opting to use the Swagnet on Aghanim too.
So I am kind of glad that this seed didn't go like one of the bigger trolls it could have done, because we still have a shovel.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of the runners actually checked that it was a map. I don't remember what map it was, but it was a map.
Oh, it was the Hyrule Castle map.
Oh, right,
And Shovel was actually in Turtle Rock. One of the first rooms of Turtle Rock. I want to say it was a Chain Chomp room.
Yeah, I did end up with the shovel.
So yeah, like it was just the Hyrule Castle map, so do not worry.
I do think you're one of the few ones who did not go and check that, though. I think a lot of the other runners did.
Check the shovel? I mean, check
Yeah.
the shovel location?
Yeah, check your shovel location.
Okay,
Yeah,
Doctor. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just lucky to find that big key. I was willing to full clear Ganon's tower, because you saw I did tile room.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was gonna ask you about that. Why you decided to finish up tile room or do tile room?
Because I felt if this seed was going to be troll, we were going to have a key in tile room that was needed.
And at that point, I mean, checking everything in Ganon's tower just seemed like a given. It had, like, mathematically and statistically, it had all the items at that point, so it made sense to just full clear it, or attempt to full clear it anyway.
Yeah, I had, like, it was either 1 or 2 Turtle Rock keys I needed and the Mire key. It's enough to do it, I think.
Mm-hmm. And
Plus-
you got them pretty early, too, which also helped.
Yeah, and this was almost a full clear. There was the big chest in Mire, there was chests in Turtle Rock, which I was already in go mode when I was going through there. And then the shovel spot in Mimic Cave and Ganon's Tower, and yeah, that's pretty much what I had left to check.
Yeah, and, like, as far as, like, actual items are concerned, like, all the items were pretty much found, it looks like. Yeah, because... yeah, you found the net at the very end, so yeah, that's pretty much all the items. Yeah, I see red boomerang on a few others, and I see the 4th bottle, so yeah, like, there was literally, like, all the main items, the Y items, A items, and the equips were gotten at some point by one of the runners at the very least.
Yeah, all dungeons throws a big wrench in the plans when you might have to double dip Ganon's Tower for those pendant keys.
Yeah. If it hadn't been Keysanity, it'd have been a lot better. But since it was Keysanity, rip you.
Now,
Yeah,
I will say, anyone that knew how to hover definitely had an advantage in Mire if you went Mire early. Because you at the bridge, you can hover that gap to where you don't need the. I don't believe you need the big key for Mire.
No, you do. Actually, no, maybe you don't. I don't remember. I still think you do, though.
Oh, to go over from the rope bridges.
Maybe you don't. I don't know for sure. I don't hover, so I wouldn't know.
I don't either.
Isn't the boss room locked by a big key?
We'll find out, and then momentarily, because Dr. Bob is almost there. Chat's saying you always need Mire
Yeah,
big key.
it's locked by a big key.
Yeah, okay, it is. So you would need big key still.
Okay, then not that big of an advantage. Never mind.
But yeah, this race turned out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to.
We're well equipped, a lot more equipped than I'm used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least tempered, riot shield, red mail. You know, what, 16, 17 hearts?
Yeah, 17 sounds about right. A lot better than 6 heart master sword, no bow, green mail vitreous. Ugh. So glad to have silvers for it this time.
Yeah, Dr. Bob is now on the Ganon fight. He will be finishing his run very shortly.
Yeah, he's going to be slaying the pig here in about 3 minutes.
Well, if you like, I can hop out and let you all finish the rest of this.
Oh, well, you're welcome to hang out, but yeah, we're going to focus on Dr. Bob John Cena-tastic.
All right,
His
I'll
file
watch
names were, what was it, Bob John, or,
John Cena Bob.
yeah.
You can't see Bob.
You can't. I mean, you can't. He's invisible.
Oh.
So.
Well, good night. I'm going to hop out here and let you all finish this.
Okay,
Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for running.
Not a problem. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, so he is on the third phase now, so he is about done. Just needs to get these 4 hits in, and then doesn't have to really worry about the torch glitch. He has half magic and plenty of magic left, so it should be pretty textbook at this point.
4 vampire skewers to the heart. Oh, that's pretty nifty. He shot the arrow and menued like on the, I think on like almost on the same frame.
Yeah.
Ooh, be careful. Ooh. Dr. Bob quite literally playing with fire. And down goes the pig.
Just don't stand too close to that ledge, though. I unfortunately had a race recently where I activated the bridge glitch.
Oh.
I was featured too, so it kind of sucked.
And DoctorBobtastic finishing 17th place, official SRL time 2:51.50. Oh, he's already in the waiting room. Let's pull him down.
Okay, let's do it.
It's John Cena! Da 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 da!
I was hoping he'd do that. So how'd that go for you, man?
Well, you know, despite what it may look like, I felt okay about most of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, okay, so I died to blind once, but I expected that. I was just like, I'm gonna try this. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna leave. And then the only really bad part was dying on the way up Gen's tower.
Yeah, in that torture room.
Yeah,
One
because
of the-
apparently the invisible sprite didn't really bother me. Anywhere else, I got the bomb jumps and stuff just fine, but that right there.
Yeah. That's not a good place to die either. You're almost all the way up the tower at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. We had chat sending you
channel are we
signals. We're on Speed Gaming 3. We had some technical difficulties on SG2, so we had to swap mid-race.
Well, that makes sense.
But we had chat sending you telepathic signals to go to Ganon's tower after you finished up Skullwoods. But-
Yeah, it would have made my life tons easier, I'll tell you. I just was not really sure which way I wanted to play it. There were two ways to play that: do Ganon's tower immediately or save it to last, and I picked the wrong one. And I really think that pick Ganon's tower immediately is probably the mathematically better play anyway, but I never said I was good at this game.
Yeah, there's always that what if factor. Like, what if that item is here? I'm going to be wasting all this time when I can just check it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I was told that Willard put one thing in one place on purpose.
Was it the swag net?
Was it the bug net?
That's what everybody say. They say that he placed the bug net in the validation.
Yeah.
Because that needed to happen. I was like, I picked that up. I was like, well, I mean, you gave it to me. I have to do the net strats. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do it. But yeah, that was it was fun. I found out I can basically 100% the game in under 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which means I should try to get an actual hundo time and see put it on the board. No, I'm kidding. No. Let's see. Okay, so Mark, there's the bug net. What else?
It really wasn't that trolly of a seed when you think about it. It was honestly pretty linear in some
it was
respects.
pretty straightforward. I liked how my immediate sequence break to get the boots happened. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I believe of the featured runners, you were the only one to do that. I think anyway, because we didn't see all of what Dragonmaster did because he was added to the restream little later on because of technical difficulties with one of the other runners we had. So I think you were the only one who actually made that play. So you had boots for a lot longer than some of the other runners.
Yeah.
Did you not check Lumberjack?
Oh, I checked Lumberjack.
Okay.
I knew what it was, but I hadn't been to Agnes Cave, so I didn't have the second key. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And in my mind, Agnes Cave is a part of Desert Palace. So, if I don't have access to Desert, I'm not going to Agnes Cave.
Well.
Luckily, the book was the second item in the tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, that did not work.
I think you stole a key from the back half of Desert, so you had the Skullwoods.
Nah,
No,
that wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you.
That was. I think that was Buane actually. who did
Okay.
that.
Yeah, and the Skullwood small keys, I was like, really? Is this what you're giving me right now?
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny because since the broadcast went down, we missed almost all the Palace of Darkness small keys that you guys got early. And when we saw someone go to pod, we were like, oh, they only have one key. That's not going to give them that much. But then all of a sudden they walk in, they have five. Yeah. So that was interesting to see.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked some of my early stuff. Some of my routing questionable. on account of I was really hoping to get the mirror so I could do some double-sided Dark World, Light World stuff, and that didn't happen. My favorite play is to mirror on the pyramid to go to Aga Tower. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
Right.
Well, joke's on you.
Yeah, I know.
Had to do Aga to get the bow,
Or,
to get the
well,
hook shot, to get the mirror.
Yeah.
So, what was your least favorite part, other than dying in Ganon's tower?
Well, Agnes Cave.
Okay.
Because Agnes
right,
Cave is a
yeah.
part of Desert Palace, and anyway.
yeah, I understand that mindset.
Yeah.
Let's see. Was there anything else I particularly disliked? I can tell you some things I did like. When I finally got out of what was it? Was it Ice Palace I went to that had the Skullwoods big key and the Thieves Town small key?
Desert, I think. Desert had the big key for Skull anyway.
No, that doesn't sound right. It had 2 small keys for Skull.
Oh, okay, that's what I had. My bad.
I don't remember where this.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either. Actually.
But yeah, as soon as I got those, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go check the big chest of Skullwoods.
Yeah.
And it happened to be the flute, and I was like, yes. And then I was gonna go do Thieves Town anyway, and Blind had the hookshot. There were a lot of good items on bosses today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cold Stare with the
Yeah.
bow and
All
all that mess.
Unfortunately, the early flute didn't really net to much because you couldn't do Mire until like the very end, anyways.
Yeah. Kind of sad. But I mean, the flute at least gets you around places.
Yeah.
Gave me an excuse to go do the mushroom and get potions, and then fail to use them at the proper time like an idiot. What?
It happens.
Yeah.
So I guess to kind of close out, and kind of as a interesting segue, since this will be the last of the multiple days, we got a Key Sanity tournament coming up. Starts tomorrow. Matches for that will start airing. Definitely keep your eye on the schedule for that. DoctorBobtastic is a competitor. How are you feeling about that tournament?
Well, you know, despite my performance today, I feel somewhat optimistic.
Mhm.
When I signed up for the tournament, my goal was to win, one match, and I'm pretty confident I can make that goal at least.
Yeah, Key Sanity literally, I think, is like the ultimate form of randomizer, especially for this game, just because like everything you thought about like good routing and like just open modes and standard modes and whatnot, it really gets put on a whole nother level because there's just so many more item blockades. Double dipping is pretty much required in every single instance, and just anything can happen in those matches, and it really can just kind of lead to some very interesting matchups and potential upsets as well. So I think that it'll be really cool to see the kind of the final 8 emerge and see who exactly those will be, because it may not be who everyone is expecting to be at the top.
Yeah. I'm excited for the tournament. It's gonna be
Yeah,
really
it's gonna be sweet.
Absolutely. But to start closing things out here, definitely give our runners some love, lots and lots of love. They put on a great show for us tonight, especially being the last of, I guess most of the dailies. I think we're still going to be having one daily a day, right?
Yes, I believe that's the plan, and I think it's going to alternate between like every day. One will be at 2, one will be at 11 the next day. It just kind of alternates between those two, and I believe they'll mostly be special events and not just
Right.
like opens and key sanities, but there might be a few key sanities here and there just to continue getting practice for those who are in the tournament and whatnot. So yeah, dailies are not over by any stretch of the imagination. Just it's going to be scaled back. Just going to be 1 daily per day, as aside from 3, because there's going to be a whole lot of key sanity matches, especially for these first 2 weeks. So speed gaming is going to be overflowed with all the matches.
Hmm. So your daily races may not be where you think they might be. So just
Right.
keep your eye out. We'll let you know when and where they are. I don't see the schedule for tomorrow, so I don't know what time the first daily is going to be at. If anybody has that answer.
Well, it looks like the first match on the schedule is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern between Hitaka and El Magus, followed by a 4 p.m. Eastern match between Walther IV and Jay Coper, and then Chloe Prower and Yoshi348 at 5. And there's a whole bunch of matches all scheduled tomorrow, but that gives you the first end of them.
Mhm.
But definitely keep your eyes and ears out on the Keysane tournament. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And definitely join us back here on Speed Gaming for the daily races as they air. Give our runners some love. Definitely give our trackers. They did a wonderful job, especially with all the technical difficulties we had at the very beginning. They did a wonderful job catching back up and keeping track of the items, especially when we commentators were missing stuff. So definitely show them some love.
Yeah, and of course, as usual, special thanks to Feasel and the giant restream machine that he is and his crew is, seriously putting on all these matches, not just for Link to the Past Randomizer, but many other events going on. Seriously, we did run into some technical issues, but just the fact that they're able to kind of diagnose the problem and immediately get the race back up as soon as possible on another channel is just shows all the work they put into this. So definitely huge thanks to them. And of course, special thanks to my co-commentator, Terminal Crowbar. Had a lot of fun commentating with you, and maybe we'll do another one at some point. So yeah, thank you for the good times, and like you said, thanks to all of our runners, DoctorBobtastic, Buane, DarkShadows59, and dragonmaster0283. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna sign out. This has been Slim Kirby, and if you have any final thoughts, Terminal, go right ahead.
I'll just say good night or good early morning to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely tune in again tomorrow. We will love to see you there. Good night, everyone.